When does an actor stop acting and become the role? Most never cross that line. Al Pacino crossed it on the Scarface set. Michelle Pfeiffer watched it happen in real time. Her intervention didn't just save a scene, it saved Al Pacino from disappearing forever. But let's rewind. Miami, Florida, July 1983. Scarface filming is in progress. Greenwich Studios, Building C, Rehearsal Room 7, 3:30 p.m. Outside, Miami heat is suffocating, but inside the rehearsal room, it's cooled by air conditioning. White walls, mirrors, metal chairs. Script notes scattered on the table. Water bottles, coffee cups, cigarettes. This isn't just a rehearsal room. This is where actors bare their souls, where characters are born. Today there are two actors here. One is Hollywood's most intense method actor. The other is a young woman just starting her career, but extraordinarily talented. Al Pacino is 43 years old. He's been living Tony Montana for 3 months, not just on camera, but at home, on the street, in his dreams. This is the most dangerous aspect of method acting, being unable to get out of character. And Al can't get out anymore. Michelle Pfeiffer is 25 years old, new to Hollywood, but smart. She's been observing Al's intensity for days. At first she was impressed. This is method acting. This is art. But now she's worried, because in Al's eyes, he's no longer Al. Scene 23, says Al, but his voice is different. There's a Miami accent, Tony's voice, even when he's outside of rehearsal. Elvira tells Tony she betrayed him. Tony goes crazy. Michelle looks at the notes. This scene is difficult, emotionally draining. Elvira's fear, Tony's rage. But this is just rehearsal. It should be a controlled environment. Are you ready? Al asks, but he has Tony's look in his eyes. Cold, calculating, dangerous. I'm ready, Michelle says, but there's uneasiness inside her. Al moves to the center of the scene. His body language changes. Tony Montana's posture, shoulders tense, jaw jutting forward, hands in fists. Even his breathing is different, shallow and angry. You're lying to me, Elvira, Al's voice echoes in the room. But this isn't Al's voice. It's Tony's voice, and that voice carries real anger. Michelle enters her role, but she feels something is wrong. Al's eyes are different. Normally in rehearsals, there's a small distance in an actor's eyes, the consciousness of I'm playing this character. But that's not in Al's eyes. Tony, Michelle can't finish her sentence because Al is approaching. Too close. He's entering her personal space. His breath is on her face. Just what? Al's voice is threatening. Just trying to fool me? You think I'm stupid? Michelle tries to step back, but Al's hand grabs her arm, gripping it tight. It hurts. Al, Michelle says, but Al doesn't hear her. He's no longer Al. My name is Tony, he shouts. Who are you to call me Al? Michelle's heart is racing. This isn't rehearsal anymore. This is real. Al can't get out of character, and that character is dangerous. Al starts pushing her toward the wall. His eyes are angry, his breathing rapid. His hands aren't shaking, but they're very tense. Michelle feels real fear. Al, stop, Michelle says, panic in her voice. This is just rehearsal. Rehearsal? Al roars. This is our life. This is real. You're not real, Elvira. Michelle realizes Al has confused reality with fiction. He's no longer in a rehearsal room in Miami. He's in Tony Montana's mansion fighting with Elvira. Al, Michelle raises her voice. Look at me, I'm Michelle, not Elvira, Michelle Pfeiffer. Al hesitates. His head is confused. Michelle, he says, but his voice is still Tony's. Yes, Michelle, your acting partner. This is a rehearsal room in Miami, 1983. You're Al Pacino, I'm Michelle Pfeiffer. We're making a movie. There's a struggle on Al's face. Two identities are fighting, Al Pacino and Tony Montana. His eyes are blurry, his breathing irregular. No, he says, I'm Tony. You're lying. Michelle understands that Al is lost very deep, but she doesn't give up. She approaches, gently placing her hand on Al's face. Al, listen to me, Michelle says, lowering her voice. Tony Montana lives inside you, but you are him. You control him, not the other way around. I don't know, Al says, confusion in his voice. I can't tell the difference anymore. I know, Michelle says. Because I'm the real Michelle, and the real Michelle knows you're the real Al. Al from New York, Al from the Bronx, actor Al. Michelle takes Al's hand, brings it to his forehead. This is your forehead, Al Pacino's forehead. Feel it. Al puts his hand to his forehead. His eyes close. Al, he whispers. Yes, Al. You're Al. Tony is just a character. You played him very well. You went very deep. But now it's time to come out. It takes 10 minutes. Michelle slowly brings Al back to reality. She reminds him of his childhood in the Bronx. She recalls Broadway days, method acting classes, his teachers. Who are you? Michelle asks. Al Pacino, Al says, but his voice is still shaky. Where are we? Miami, rehearsal room. What are we doing? Making a movie, Scarface. And who am I? Michelle Pfeiffer, my acting partner. Al opens his eyes. This time they're the real Al's eyes. A mixture of fear, shame, gratitude. God, Michelle, Al says. What did I do? You went too deep, Michelle says. Method acting is like that. It can be dangerous. Did I hurt you? Al's voice is worried. No, but you scared me. Really scared me. Al puts his head in his hands. I'm sorry, Tony was so real. I know, Michelle says. But you're more real. Don't forget that. From that day on, Al Pacino changes his method acting approach. He still goes deep into characters, but he sets boundaries. He always keeps the way back open. Michelle Pfeiffer learns that day that sometimes the best acting is saving the real person. Years later, Al will say, Michelle saved me from Tony Montana that day. If she hadn't been there, maybe I never would have come back. Method acting is art, but dangerous art. Sometimes you need a friend, sometimes a voice, sometimes just someone to remind you of the truth to avoid getting lost. That day, Michelle Pfeiffer became the friend who saved Al Pacino's soul.